Shall I begin class? Okay. I was asked this morning to give class on Canto 3, Chapter 33, text number 2. And the Canto 3 is entitled The Status Quo. Chapter 33 is the activities of Kapila, and this is text number 2. And I'll chant the invocation prayers that I usually chant whenever I give Srimad Bhagavatam class, which is Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayat. Before uttering this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, we offer our respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Lord Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. And I also offer my very humble and very respectful obeisances to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who has very kindly translated and commented upon this Srimad Bhagavatam for our benefit. Nasta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttamma shloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. By regular attendance at the Srimad Bhagavatam class and by rendering of service to the pure devotees, everything that is inauspicious within the heart is practically destroyed to nil. And loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental verses, becomes established as an irrevocable fact. So, once again, Canto 3, Chapter 33, text number 2, and I will try to pronounce the Sanskrit. Please excuse my mispronunciation. Devahutir uvacha atapi ajonta salile shayanam bhutendriyartha maya vapustute guna pravaham sadasesha bijam tadjo svayam yajjatarabhya jata. Excuse me. And the translation for this verse given here is, Devahuti said, Brahma is said to be unborn because he takes birth from the lotus flower which grows from your abdomen while you lie in the ocean at the bottom of the universe. But even Brahma simply meditated upon you, whose body is the source of unlimited universes. Purport. Brahma's name is Aja, he who is unborn. Whenever we think of someone's birth, there must be a material father and mother, for thus one is born. But Brahma, being the first living creature within this universe, was born directly from the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is known as Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, the Vishnu form lying down in the ocean at the bottom of the universe. Devahuti wanted to impress upon the Lord that when Brahma wants to see him, he has to meditate upon him. You are the seed of all creation, she said. Although Brahma was directly born from you, he still has to perform many years of meditation, and even then he cannot see you directly, face to face. Your body is lying within the vast water at the bottom of the universe, and thus you are known as Garbhodakshayi Vishnu. The nature of the Lord's gigantic body is also explained in this verse. That body is transcendental, untouched by matter, Since the material manifestation has come from his body therefore existed before the material creation. The conclusion is that the transcendental body of Vishnu is not made of material elements. The body of Vishnu is the source of all other living entities, as well as the material nature, which is also supposed to be the energy of that Supreme Personality of Godhead. Devahuti said, "You are the background of the material manifestation and all created energy. Therefore, your delivering me from the clutches of Maya by explaining the system of Sankhya philosophy is not so astonishing. But your being born from my abdomen is certainly wonderful, because although you are the source of all creation, you have so kindly taken birth as my child. That is most wonderful. Your body is the source of all the universe, and still you put your body within the abdomen of a common woman like me. To me, this is most astonishing. To me, that is most astonishing." And the verse once again, Devahuti said, "Brahma is said to be unborn because he takes birth from the lotus flower, which grows from your abdomen while you lie in the ocean at the bottom of the universe. But even Brahma simply meditated upon you, whose body is the source of unlimited universes." Om Jnana Timirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manubhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jatapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Naman Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharni Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paskacha Disatarni. So here in this verse and purport, we're getting some understanding from Devahuti herself. Generally speaking, in this chapter, in this canto, and many chapters, we're on chapter 33. That's a lot of chapters in one particular canto. That's a big, that's a big number of chapters. So this is all about Lord Kapila and the Sankhya philosophy. So most of the speaking is being done by him, but in this verse we have a kind of like a little break from all of that, and we have Devahuti speaking, and she's got some pretty nice things to say, especially about Lord Kapila, because Lord Kapila is her son. And in this verse, she is, and as Srila Prabhupada is explaining in the purport, she is saying that it's very wonderful that you've taken birth from my body. Now, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, we don't have very much information about Devahuti's pregnancy and things like that. We have, as you may recall, in the 10th canto, more information about Krishna's mother, Devaki, and her pregnancy with Krishna in her womb, or in her body, or however of course, Krishna, he's completely spiritually situated. But we hear from the 10th canto that Devaki was getting more and more beautiful every day, and this was being noticed by Kamsa. So he knew that something special was happening here, and but here we can understand, of course, that Devahuti's pregnancy was very wonderful because she had the Supreme Personality of Godhead in her womb, and he was coming to do a certain thing in relation to the Sankhya philosophy and speaking to Asuri Brahmana and like things like this. So he's of course the Supreme Personality, and he's very wonderful. So you can imagine. Maybe you can't imagine. I have a male body, so I don't know what it's like being pregnant. So you ladies who are in the audience, you know what it's like being pregnant. Sometimes you have children in your womb. Well, you can try to imagine what it's like having the Supreme Lord in your womb. And this is what Devahuti is saying. You have so kindly taken birth as my child. That is most wonderful. So she says that you're speaking this Sankhya philosophy to deliver me and and deliver everyone else from the material entanglement. It's kind of like in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is seemingly put into ignorance or illusion, and then Krishna speaks the Bhagavad Gita to deliver him, but actually he delivers everybody by speaking Bhagavad Gita. So in the same way, Devahuti is speaking here, and she's getting instructions from Kapila, but everybody's getting instructions from Kapila here because we're getting this section of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's very wonderful. But she's remarking that I think it's most wonderful that your body is the source of all the universe, and you put your body in the abdomen of a common woman like me. Of course, she's very humble and she's very demeaning, so she's referring to herself as a common woman. But of course, no common woman gets the Supreme Lord in her abdomen, in her womb, and has a chance to give birth to the Supreme Lord and call him her son. So she's not an ordinary woman. She's a very special personality, and she gets all these wonderful instructions from Lord Kapila, and by her getting these instructions, we get these instructions. So that's very wonderful. But she's expressing her wonder that, you've come into my womb and you've taken birth from my body. That's what she considers to be very wonderful. So, of course, Krishna, he, or Lord Kapila, in this case, he has a transcendental body. We understand that God has a body. He has senses. Srila Prabhupada was recently, we listened to a class where Prabhupada is speaking about, I'm a sentient and and around me are all kinds of insentient things, just like the glass of water that I'm holding in my hand. The glass of water is insentient. It doesn't have senses. It doesn't have life. And you and I, we are life within our body, and but we have a material body. And Krishna, we are different from our body, but Krishna, he's not different from his body, because his body is completely made out of spiritual energy, and Lord Vishnu also. Lord Vishnu is understood to be an expansion of Lord Krishna. I've just been reading through the Laghu Bhagavatamrita by Rupa Goswami, and he's going to great lengths to explain very sweetly and very nicely philosophically how Krishna is the source of everything, and including Lord Vishnu, although many people regard Lord Vishnu as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and which he is the Personality of Godhead, but he's not the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that's Lord Krishna. So that's explained in very great detail by Rupa Goswami in the Laghu Bhagavatamrita. So the idea is, of course, that there are different appearances of the Lord, and there are different purposes for the Lord, and Lord Kapila Dev is appearing, and he's speaking the Sankhya philosophy for Devahuti's deliverance and for our deliverance also. So not all of the appearances of the Lord have all the same potencies and have the same purposes and are exhibiting the nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Krishna did 5,000 years ago. So we have, Krishna's growing up, and Krishna's appearing, and in the prison house of Kamsa, and so many different things happening. And so we're appreciating that. And here in this chapter, we're appreciating Lord Kapila, and we're appreciating Devahuti, and we're appreciating that Devahuti has a very nice grasp of the Krishna conscious philosophy. She's explaining that Lord Brahma is unborn, and he takes birth from a lotus flower coming from your abdomen. And so she's speaking here about Garbhodakshayi Vishnu. And as you may recall, from the Srimad Bhagavatam, when Krishna wants to manifest the material universe, he, in the form of Mahavishnu, is breathing in and he's breathing out, just like you and I are breathing in and breathing out. And not much is happening when you and I breathe in and out, but when Lord Mahavishnu breathes out, the whole material manifestation takes place. All the universes come out of his pores of his body, and then he expands into each and every universe. And the universe is kind of like empty, and so he, by his perspiration, fills the half of the universe with the water of his perspiration. Then he lies down on Sheshanaga. He's served by Lakshmi Devi, and from his navel a lotus comes out, and Lord Brahma takes birth on that lotus. And so he's the engineer of the universe. And then the Lord expands further into the heart of every living entity and into the center of every single atom. So then in that way, the Lord is all over the place. And so, but in this particular verse, she's speaking about Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, and he's lying on the Garbha ocean, and she's mentioning that you are the seed of all creation. And although the Lord Brahma has directly born from you, he has to perform many years of meditation before he can even get a glimpse of you. And there's verses which are mentioned in the Laghu Bhagavatamrita of Rupa Goswami about Lord Brahma's seeing Lord Krishna. He asks to see Lord Krishna, and he gets the chance to see Lord Krishna sitting under a very wonderful tree with cowherd boys and cowherd girls, and he's enjoying himself, and he's joking with everyone, and he's having a very nice time. So in that way, Lord Brahma got some darshan of the Lord, and but he had to undergo many years of meditation, and then he was actually able to see the nature of the Supreme Lord. So, but in this particular purport, Srila Prabhupada is speaking about the nature of the Lord's gigantic body, and that body is completely transcendental, untouched by matter. Although Lord Vishnu manifests the material energy, we were speaking about Advaitacharya. Advaitacharya's appearance day was on Tuesday, and we were reading about Advaitacharya, who's considered to be Lord Mahavishnu, and but there's a remote cause and a more immediate cause of the material energy. There's a manifestation of the material energy as the Mahatattva from the Lord, and then there's another dealing with the material energy that Lord Mahavishnu does. And so this is explained about in that section of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. It was chapter 6 about the nature of Advaitacharya. So in this particular verse, we're dealing with Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, who's the expansion of Mahavishnu into each and every universe, and then he begins to create different diversities and things, and he has Lord Brahma take birth from a lotus flower coming from his navel, and Lord Brahma is the engineer, shall we say, of the universe. That he makes planets and does all kinds of different things in the universe, and makes different kinds of diversities and all things like that. But the idea is that it appears that Lord Vishnu is in touch with the material energy, but actually he is not. His body is spiritual energy par excellence, and although he seems to deal with the material energy, he is untouched by the material energy. His body is completely spiritual, completely 100% spiritually manifest. And so, as Prabhupada is mentioning here, the nature of the gigantic body of the Lord is explained in this verse. Prabhupada says in the purport, since the material manifestation has come from his body therefore existed before the material creation. The conclusion is that the transcendental body of the Lord Vishnu is not made of material elements. The body of Vishnu is the source of all other living entities, as well as material nature, and it's coming from him. He existed before the material nature existed, because he existed as a Mahavishnu also, and the material energy is drawn into his body when he breathes in, and is manifest again when he breathes out. So this is the breathing power of the Supreme Lord. This is just like you and I have some breathing power. We're tiny little living entities. We breathe out, we breathe in, we breathe out. We breathe in some oxygen, and then we breathe out some carbon dioxide. This is the functioning of the material body. But when he breathes in, he takes all the material manifestation, everything we see, it goes back into the body of Mahavishnu, and then when he breathes out, he breathes out the whole material manifestation, and everything by different degrees and in different degrees and in different stages of material manifestation takes place, and so many different things are happening by his blessings. So this is being explained in this verse by Devahuti herself, and she's expressing that this is not. She's basically saying this is not very wonderful, but it is. What's really wonderful is that you've taken your birth from my body, and I'm a common woman, and she said, this is astonishing to me. And so sometimes we see the devotees, they offer prayers, and we see also in the prayers of not Devahuti, but in the other prayers, Queen Kunti. Queen Kunti has also some very wonderful prayers in which she expresses great wonder. And she says that, just like when Mother Jasoda, she wanted to punish you, and she was going to tie you up to the grinding mortar, and you showed what appeared to be fear from Mother Jasoda, and you started crying, and the cudgel from your eyes was washed away by your tears, and it looked like you were afraid of Mother Jasoda, although death itself is afraid of you. And so in this way, and she said, and this is confusing to me. She said, she's expressing that this was something which was maybe difficult for her to understand, how fear personified, death personified, is afraid of Lord Krishna, and he's expressing what appears to be fear from Mother Jasoda's stick and also rope, and he's in this way he's playing and he's exhibiting pastimes which are very wonderful. And so this was Mother Kunti was expressing that this is amazing to me. This is difficult for me to understand. So sometimes it's difficult to understand Lord Krishna, and sometimes we don't understand Lord Krishna, and we try. And the idea, of course, is that when Lord Krishna is very kind and very merciful upon us, then we'll be able to understand. It's not that just by some academic learning Sanskrit and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam that you get to understand all about Krishna. Well, it doesn't happen exactly like that. It's up to Lord Krishna's kindness. It's up to Lord Krishna's mercy. That when He desires, then you can understand about Him. And so we're dependent on Him. And He is independent. He's independent of everything. Everything else is dependent on Him. And so our understanding of Lord Krishna, our understanding of Krishna consciousness, our understanding of everything is dependent upon Krishna. And so we're praying for blessings. When I give Srimad Bhagavatam class, I ask Lord Krishna to please be kind upon me and give me your blessings so that I can try and explain and do some justice to Srimad Bhagavatam. Because Srimad Bhagavatam is very wonderful. Spoken by Sukadeva Goswami, such a great and wonderful and magnificent devotee of the Lord. So, how can I do any, help with Srimad Bhagavatam? So I ask Lord Krishna to please give me your kindness so when I can try and explain something about this and try and do justice to the Srimad Bhagavatam. Although you could, carry on for months and months on one particular verse about Srimad Bhagavatam. So in this way, we have to get some help and get some understanding from Lord Krishna, and then in that way, we can continue discussing about Srimad Bhagavatam forever and ever. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. By regular attendance in the class of the Srimad Bhagavatam class, and by rendering of service to the pure devotees. Everything that is inauspicious within the heart is practically destroyed to nil, and loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental verses, becomes established as an irrevocable fact. So that's my perception of this particular verse and purport by Devahuti and by Srila Prabhupada also. So I'll read the verse over once again. Devahuti said, Brahma is said to be unborn because he takes birth from the lotus flower which grows from your abdomen, while you lie in the ocean at the bottom of the universe. But even Brahma simply meditated upon you, whose body is the source of unlimited universes. So, questions, comments, corrections, observations, realizations? Anyone would like to speak? I spoke for some time and you listened. Now it's time for me to listen and for you to speak. If you wish. You don't have to, but if you wish. Anything that anyone would like to say?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my Krishna Prabhupada. Very nice, wonderful class. And very nice for Mother Devahuti, like stories like the Lord, like your body so huge, gigantic, nobody can understand how the small form and my own. So it's really amazing.
Yes. I'm having a little difficulty understanding. I think your phone is breaking up.
Oh. Now is it okay?
Now it sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So means Krishna is like a creator of everything, and he has all the universes are coming coming out and going in and like that, and he takes a very small form like a baby and comes in the mother's womb. So it's really amazing. It's like mercy of the Lord.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, it's amazing. It's amazing what he can do. In comparison to us, we can all do something. We're kind of limited, but he is unlimited. And so what the different things that he can do are simply amazing. I was just listening to a class by Srila Prabhupada about Lord Krishna lifting Govardhan Hill. And he said that and of course we understand that Krishna is very strong, so he could lift Govardhan Hill. But there's another point that Prabhupada was making, was that Krishna knows how to deal with the material energy. And so he could make the Govardhan Hill light, very light, to be able to lift up. Of course, he's very strong also. But the idea is that there's a certain way and means of dealing with the material energy, and Krishna knows how to do that, and he knows how to adjust the material energy. So this is very wonderful. And, of course, everything that Krishna does is very amazing and wonderful. And he doesn't have any difficulties we run into so many different difficulties. Sometimes here in Prabhupada Village, I'm cutting trees and lifting firewood, and sometimes I'm asking Lord Krishna, oh, you just please help me to do my service here. So we're limited, but He's unlimited. Mm-hmm. And so in this way, we can appreciate Lord Krishna's position, that He can adjust material energy as He likes, because we can't adjust things the way we want because we're tiny. But He is very great, and He can just do whatever He likes, however He likes to do it. So for 7 days and 7 nights, He held the Govardhan hill with His left arm and little tiny finger, and if I hold my hand up in the air like that for like 10 minutes, I can't even hold my, there's only so many things we can do. We're very limited. But He is unlimited. He can do all kinds of wonderful things. So it's very nice. Yeah. And the more we appreciate Lord Krishna like this, then the more we become good, well situated in Krishna consciousness. So it's a nice thing. So Devahuti here is expressing her wonder that, oh my goodness, you've taken birth from my body as my son. That's amazing. So she's amazed by that. She's maybe not so much amazed by the fact that He's manifesting universes and going into entering each universe and like that, but she's expressing in this way that, oh my goodness, you've taken birth from my body. How is that possible? That's amazing. So she says, to me, that is most astonishing. So she's astonished also by that. So in every way, Lord Krishna is very astonishing, very amazing, and so we can continue talking about that from now until sundown. But of course, we all have limitations, and we all have things to do, and I have things to do, and you have things to do. So we have Srimad Bhagavatam class, and then we go about doing our services. But of course, the idea is for us to take what we hear about in Srimad Bhagavatam class and we apply it during the day. That's what you and I all need to do. We hear about Lord Krishna, and then we need to take that and carry it with us throughout the whole day, and try to always remember Krishna and not forget Him, and remember what we've spoken about, and keep Lord Krishna in mind as we go through our daily activities, and in that way, try and be Krishna conscious. So anybody have anything else to say? Okay. Well, I'll sign off.
Nice class.
See?
Wonderful explanation as well. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for a chance to give class. It's always nice to have some sort of audience to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, and I hope that all of you remember Krishna throughout your whole day. Okay? And I'll try to remember Krishna also through my whole day. All right. Thank you very much. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhayeva patitannam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.